Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, June 3rd, and it's the beginning of the back half of this week's vlogging. I'm really excited about today. Over there in Ableton, we are freezing all of our tracks, basically something we have to do in order to share our music on Zoom, because we have our mentor session coming up at noon today, which I'm really looking forward to. Things have been going really well with my mentor this quarter, Carrie Leva. A few bumps in the road in the beginning, as I shared. Looking back now, even though I was kind of flustered at the time, I used it as a learning experience. I reached out to a few other students, expressed some of my frustrations, and then, they just encouraged me to communicate, and that's what I did. But anyways, this morning is all about getting ready for my mentor session. I'm really excited to go through this track. I really like what I've done. I think the melody is quite good, but actually going through it with somebody with a highly trained ear for music theory and just overall production, how things work together, we're going to be able to take this track to the next level. Since you're seeing this at the end of the vlog week, I hope you had a really good week and a good weekend. It's June, it's a new month, so it's time to re-up our goals and make sure that we're on track. Do a little check-in with ourselves. Are we feeling good about how last month went? What are 2 things we can work on this month? And you know what? Even if you don't think you did a good job last month, take that thought and hurl it across the universe and out of your mind. And take yourself for a treat. You deserve it. Take yourself out. Trust me, those little things really make a big difference for my self-esteem and my self-worth. Let's get to work. Good afternoon, everyone. Shortly after my mentor session with Carrie, and it was a doozy. So part of what I asked her was to kind of break down the different sections of this particular track that I'm working on and kind of give me the lowdown from a theory standpoint. And yeah, basically we discuss like song structure, chord structure, melodic structure, how a vocal works with a melodic idea or doesn't work with a melodic idea, understanding the fundamentals of creating a track with the purpose of adding a vocal. Now, a lot of the times for me, this kind of revolves around having a melodic idea and then kind of a vocal phrase or the meaning behind the track kind of pops into my head through being inspired, and then I immediately go to wanting a vocal for the track, when my mentor has pointed out that not all melodic ideas can also fit the melody of a vocal, because essentially a top line vocal is its own melody. So yeah, good session. She gave me a few different options and pointers that I could do with that specific track. So I'm definitely going to experiment though. I want to hear how these things sound that she was suggesting. And yeah, really good mentor session. Really stoked on this feedback. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, June 4th. We got our delicious coffee from Hey Happy, a iced coconut milk latte. We're jumping straight into Ableton as per usual. We did all the lessons throughout the week and now we're down to the projects. So basically we are doing a synthesized percussion sound design assignment. We've already done the kick. To be honest, compared to synthesizing bass and lead sounds, this is hard. My kick sounds like a kick, but it does not sound like the original sample content that we're supposed to be recreating. All we can do is do our best. All we can do is try and implement what we learned, and at least we're getting a kick sound. We're not totally lost and out to lunch. So I'm feeling good, and we are gonna get to work. It's been a little while, mostly because I literally spaced out and didn't go to it, but we finally have another Q&A. Usually what I do for Q&As is I'll give you a little back history. Here's a little artwork for the Q&A behind me. I'll give you a little history of who is doing the Q&A. Usually, if it's an artist, I'll give you a bunch of their release history, some of their accomplishments, but the Q&As have all sorts of industry professionals, and it's really, really amazing. We get to hear so many different perspectives of professional people who are killing it in the music industry. This Q&A, we have Kelsi Ring from the very successful Canadian record label Monstercat. I've been following this label for years. Tons of good artists and just amazing branding, amazing everything. Let's give you a little bit of insight into who Kelsi is. Kelsi Ring is a communications professional with over 7 years of experience in the music industry and entertainment fields. Currently, she's the communications lead for the independent electronic record label Monstercat, overseeing all external-facing communications and public relations campaigns for the brand. In her role, she secures opportunities across a myriad of media platforms, actively promoting and magnifying affinity for Monstercat's artist roster and corporate priorities, including gaming partnerships, live events, apparel, and more. Previously, she was conducting press strategies at Insomniac Events, managing over 20 events and brands while co-directing the company's charitable giving program. As usual, these are Icon exclusive Q&As, so I don't show any of the Q&A, but I always jump back on and share with you some of the stuff they said that inspired me and just anything that I found valuable. That was truly an amazing Q&A. Kelsi Ring, the communications lead at Monstercat. Just an absolute wealth of knowledge. Like, sometimes when it's not an artist speaking, I'm always like a little weary of how it's gonna go. But the weird thing is, like, we almost get more information kind of behind the scenes, behind the artist, the support team, what it takes to actually make a career. It's almost more valuable than listening to an artist's story and asking them questions about their production and about their journey. I mean, they both have immense value. Like, these Q&As are insane. Some of the interesting things that stood out for me from this was, like, the team at Monstercat sounds incredible. Part of what she does working in communications is building out a narrative, building out a story with the artists that she was working with. And whether that's for the artists in general, their vibe, or that's for an album project, or as simple as a single release. She is the person who is building that narrative with the artist, with the team on the label. You know, just across from album artwork to what the story is behind the track. And so, like, just to gain insight into the full workings of a label like Monstercat that is truly signing artists to bring them from newer to main stage acts is amazing. Like, we need more labels like this. Just really insightful, really inspiring. Super grateful to Kelsi for coming out to Icon and doing this Q&A. It was awesome. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, June 5th, and you know what day of the week it is. My favorite vlog segment, my favorite day of the week. Not only do we get to just chill out and sound design all day, but we get to chill out and sound design all day. Pretty freaking awesome. No, I was actually gonna say, like, just to end the week with doing something like sound design to continue to polish up my skills and apply what I've learned at Icon. I'm not even kidding you, like, this vlog is keeping me on track to have these segments on a weekly basis and to be sharing this journey with you. Like, I've sort of weirdly come to this place where when I'm staring into my camera, I legitimately feel like I'm talking to the people who are following this journey. Whereas in the beginning, it felt so awkward to sit here alone in my room and share what's going on. It's so cool though, like it's come so far from the beginning, and I'm super grateful. I'm having a good time with this. We're doing our best on a day-to-day basis basis, and I could not be prouder of myself or happier with how things are going. So I just want to thank you for your support. It's been amazing. And yeah, Sound Design Saturday. We just got to finish up some keys assignments, and then we'll get right to it. Welcome back to another episode of Sound Design Saturday. We jump back in to our favorite plugin, Dune 3. This will be our 5th sound pack that we have made for Dune 3. I think in total we're sitting around, I'd say 40 to 50 presets that I've made from scratch. This is a fun little exercise that I like to do, where I will go into a sample pack on another synth and I will listen to a whole bunch of the different sounds, and I'll pick up the ones that I like, and then I'll take that and I'll recreate it from scratch in another synth. And the cool thing about that is it actually allows me to tweak the presets in such a way that resonates with me even better. So maybe where they used a square wave, I use a saw wave. Maybe where they made something plucky, I open it up and make it a bit more of a lead. So that's pretty much what I did today, and we got 10 amazing sounds. Let's go over to the computer and check these out. So here we are in Dune 3, Elated Presets, Sound Design Saturday 4. Let's do this. Beautifully Tragic Lead. Number 2, Dreamy Little Pluck. Number 3, Fantastic Techno Saw Lead. Okay, let's check this out. Number 4, Funk Hard Electro Bass. Liquid Fire Pluck. Pretty Detuned Saw Lead. Sad Brassy Pluck. Suspensefully Quaint Pads. Techno Flutter Pluck. And I'm actually opening and closing the mod wheel to make that flutter. Last but not least, Ultra Techno Detune Lead. Quite an amazing little soiree of sounds. I'm really proud of these 10 presets. I spent a good chunk of time shaping the sound exactly how I wanted it. That, with effects, really makes a sound. You choose the right waveform, the right effects, the right distortion, the right processing, and these sounds actually aren't that complicated to make. I've mentioned it before, but prior to Icon, I could tweak effects on presets and layer them in such a way that was sort of unique, but not really. Icon has given me the foundation that I needed for sound design to actually create these sounds that I've always wanted to do. I'm really into the melodic techno vibe, trance vibe right now, so a lot of my sounds reflect that. A lot of these sounds I could definitely see myself incorporating into my upcoming tracks. If anybody wants these sounds and is gonna buy Dune or already has it, just leave a comment down below and I'll send them to you. All right, that is it for Sound Design Saturday today.